didn't have a seam on it, so I used the side that had the seam, where you could see the where the previous stitching from the manufacturers was. That's what I used. That's what goes over. That's how you know. Because some pants, it's the opposite, but this one, the seams, sorry, the lines was on the left side, not the right. And I need the lines to help me guide for straight lines. So that part goes over top. And you can leave this extra material out if you want. I choose not to for this skirt. I don't know if you can really tell. You can use that, leave it out if you want. Or you can tuck it under. I like it better tucked under. Okay, so overlap that, pin it in place, make sure you get both sides of the material, and then on the back you do the same thing. Now the seam, the lines were on the right side instead of the left side on the back. So I overlapped the right over to the left. And I just placed that, and it's just like the triangle on the front. Okay. Now you're going to take your pant legs, and that's going to be your inset, and your inset is the material. Or at least this is what I think it is. I hope that's what it's called. Otherwise I'm teaching you wrong, and I'm very sorry. But the inset is the material that you're going to place to make the skirt. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I wish you guys could just like talk back to me while I'm making the video. It'd make it so much easier, because then I could explain. Like a Skype or something. So you're going to take that material and you're going to stick it in the middle. But first, figure out how you want the material to lay. I'm going to do the material so that this is what shows for the back of the skirt. But in order to do that, I'm going to take it like this. I'm going to flip it inside out, and I'm going to put it inside my skirt here. Okay. Now, you would lay it down. It's a whole lot easier if you have a table, but for the purpose of showing you, that's how I'm doing it. And then you can take a fabric chalk, you can use an ink pen, whatever you want to use. I just use the ink pen because I don't have any fabric chalk yet, and I don't have any fabric markers. But you can get those at Joann's, and I think Walmart carries them. I don't know. Michael's probably carries them. I don't know. I've never been to Michael's. I just hear people talk about arts and crafts there, so they probably have it. Alright, so then I'm going to, after I've laid out my material and everything, and I make sure that there's enough length in the pant leg that it goes all the way to the bottom of my skirt. So that it goes to the bottom of my skirt. This is such a horrible explanation. I'm so sorry. I hope it helps though. If you need more details, you just message me, inbox me, comment me or something, and I can do a better video if I need to. Anyway, so you're going to take the marker or whatever you're using, and you're going to draw, like, right, however this, well, okay, so see how this lays? I'm going to draw a line all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to fill in, like, pretend the material was in my skirt. So I'm going to fill it in all the way, all the way to the bottom, and draw the line all the way across. Okay. Alright. That took me way too long to explain. Okay. And then when you go to cut it, make sure that you don't cut straight on the line. Like for instance, if this was one of my lines, I'm not going to cut right on the line. I'm going to go a little bit further, at least a 1/4 of an inch further, for some seam allowance. Otherwise your material won't be able to sew to your pants. and which is not good. And I've done that. So cut further across all the way up to the top, and then on this side do the same thing, cut extra material, and at the bottom cut extra material. And that just allows for your seam allowance. That way you don't have to worry about any mistakes or anything. Then once you do that, you're going to take the material that you've cut out, you're going to take that triangle, the inset, and you're going to stick it into your skirt. Okay, so this has not been sewn. Oh, it has been on the front. Okay, sorry. I'm showing you the wrong part. Okay, this is a dark denim skirt for a little girl. Ugh. Okay, I've started sewing on this side and I messed up, so I have to pull this seam out. So just pretend like it's all pinned. For this one, they were skinny jeans, so I just, instead of using like just one side of the pant leg, I used both sides. So that way, and it automatically had that seam down the middle. So I just cut it out like that versus one pant leg because they were skinny jeans and I didn't have enough material to just do half of the pant leg. Okay, so that's why there's that seam down the middle. You probably, well, I don't even know if you can see it, but I explained it anyway. Okay, so then I took my pins and I put them all the way down, making sure that my material would be caught. The two materials would be stuck together. Okay. Then you need to use, I think it's a 10, or no, not a 10, 100/20 size needle. At least for my machine, that is. You can always go to Google, type in what size needle do you use for denim or whatever material you're working with, and it'll show you. That's how I found out. And well, really, I was just verifying what my book said. But anyway, so you do that. Take your machine, and then you use whatever stitching you want to use. The top stitching, I don't think that really matters. I used a gray stitch for this skirt because that's what was already on the skirt, or on the pair of pants, so I just used a gray thread, and then I used a thicker thread for the bottom thread. I'm so sorry, I'm really tired. Okay, so then you can do one line if you want, but I did it double, so there's like one stitch here and then another stitch here, just to kind of mirror what was done, and I thought it looked cuter on this skirt. It's so hard to see on this one though. Okay, so then you just sew it all the way up, and I did a second stitch for my own preference, and then here you just you leave your needle in the material, pull the presser foot up, and you just kind of gently turn the material, drop your presser foot, and then you just kind of guide the material through all the way up. So I kind of made, the front looks really nice. This is how the front is completed with the stitching. I call that my teeth. Teeth. Okay, and then at the ends, I'll take my, so sorry. Okay, so after you sew all that, you've got your inset and everything, you're going to make sure that the skirt is even. I have not done that yet. So, my husband helps me do that because I'm really bad at it. So I have a lot of extra material. See how you can see the back more than the front. So, and that's totally fine, because you're just going to cut that off. So I'm going to cut it off straight, all that extra material. I wish you could see it better. Okay, all that extra material I'm going to cut off and make it straight. Then when I go to do my hem, I like to put a good hem in it. So I've left my pins in this whole time at the bottom so that I know where the skirt is supposed to end. So I will roll my material all the way across, like all the way across. I roll it twice just because that's how I do it, my personal preference, all the way up to the pins. So I've rolled it, and then I'll take pins and roll it all the way across, and I'll take the pins and I'll catch both sides of the material just to show you. I'll do it real quick. Like that. So now I have it ready to hem if I were done with sewing the skirt, but I'm not, but just for the sake of showing you. And then I would do my hem all the way across after I've pinned it all the way around at the way I want to hem it. So that is basically it. Yeah. Longest video ever for me, but that's basically it.